Today we want to talk about making sure your scorecard is correct and the things that the banks are actually looking for. And the best place to start is right here in the front yard. Let's start with your sign. This one happens to belong to my company, Big City Properties. When you're looking at a sign like this, there's going to be a couple of things that your bank's going to expect. First off, they all have riders that they want put on their properties. In this case, this property belongs to Freddie Mac. Most of the clients are going to want to see their rider on the top of your sign. The other rider that we put on all our properties is our 1-800 number sign. This rider is the number that a buyer can call when they're driving by the property. That way they can reach us, get information about the property, we can call them back in a timely manner, and the most important part is we're able to track those leads that those buyer's agents are picking up on the weekends and when there's nobody here. This is what a big city sign should look like when the inspectors come around to check our property when they are looking to score us for our scorecard for our clients, in this case, Freddie Mac. Due to the large volume of thefts that have been occurring in foreclosed properties, a lot of our clients are starting to require the use of two different types of lock boxes. First type is the super digital box. This is accessed by an electronic key and it keeps a record of who's been in your property. The other one is the regular standard lock box that most of you in the REO business have been using for years. The nice thing is we're putting these on the houses, and this allows our contractors and our yard maintenance crews to be able to access the property and get in. The digital lock boxes are being put on the front door for agents, and the combination lock boxes are being put on the hose bibs. Let's go take a look at the one over on the hose bib. As you can see here is our combination lock box for the hose bib. This is the one we use to allow our contractors and our yard maintenance crews to have access to the property. Window signs are another thing that they're looking for on your scorecard. We prefer to put them up in the windows in day glow paper, that way they really stand out. These have a couple of purposes. One, it provides an emergency contact number. That comes in handy if the house has been broken into and the police are here, or there's a fire, or if your property is flooding, one of the neighbors can come get a phone number to reach you. The other reason these are important is it actually provides people a phone number where they can reach you before the property is listed. So you say, well, what good is that and why do I want them calling me before it's listed? These are potential buyers that you can get pre-qualified and have them ready to go when the house is listed. That way you can do both ends of the transaction. Make sure these signs are very visible when you put them up. You also want to make sure you put one in the front window and the back window. If the neighborhood is kind of iffy, you may want to put up even more than that. As you can see, the sign on the back window is highly visible. This is to let people know our phone number as well as to ward off vandals. This says that they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law if in fact they're caught on the property. Hopefully this will help lower your vandalism rate on some of your foreclosures. Another part of your scorecard that you need to be aware of is if you have a swimming pool, that swimming pool has to be kept clean and safe. And the important part about keeping it safe is making sure the gates are secured. If you don't have a cover on your pool or it's not boarded over, i.e. it's up and running and looks good, then the best thing you can do is make sure your gates are padlocked and kept that way. The last thing you want to do is have a neighbor kid or somebody fall into that pool and drown. Because once again, remember who's going to be liable, you and your client. On your scorecard, making sure that the swimming pool is clean and secure is something that they take very seriously and score very highly on your scorecard. In this case, our swimming pool's clean and we've got our gates padlocked. So here we are inside the house and we're still talking about your scorecard. One of the important things that the people coming around, the inspectors, are looking for is making sure that the paperwork that the bank requests that you put into the house is there. If you notice, I got this great box here, And this box I picked up at my local office supply store, and I keep all of my paperwork that goes in the houses in this box. Along with that, we've got our paperwork. I keep a tape dispenser, flashlight, tape measure, a couple of miscellaneous tools, screwdriver, a wrench, stapler. That's about it. These are really all the things you need when you're out on a property. Let me tape these down real quick, and I'll show you the signs that we put up inside the house to help protect you and help save you some money while we're here. By taping these to the counter, you are ensured that when the inspectors come around, your information is going to be here. That way you don't get counted off on your score. Really, that's all there is to it. A few years ago when I got started in the business, one of the problems we had was people leaving lights on, messing with thermostats, and not locking doors. So what we came up with was a day-glow rider that we put inside of our houses. Regardless of whether the house has been completely remodeled or if it's a POS, these documents go inside every time. What this does is it reminds real estate agents to turn off the lights, lock the doors, and not adjust the thermostats. You know as well as I do that when you're the one paying the electric bill and you're the one justifying a $200 electric bill to your asset manager, just because another agent walked in your house, turned on all the lights, and then walked out. Or even worse here in Texas, they set the thermostat at 65 degrees because they're hot when they walk in, and they set it to run, and the next thing you know, you're looking at a $400 electric bill. We have done this, and we've seen a drastic drop in our billing that we have to send to our clients. Anytime I'm not having to justify a $400 bill, that's a good day. We just staple these directly to the wall. That's all there is to it. If you look in the forms section of your book, you'll find this document there for you to pull out and reproduce. That way you can use it as well. We also have the sign for the thermostat. This has really dropped our electric bills in the summertime. The signs that we've been speaking about need to be put at the entrances and exits of all the doors in the house. It's one last final reminder to those agents to make sure they lock the door and make sure they turn off any lights that they may have turned on while they were showing the property. One of the other things that you are going to be scored on is the condition and the exterior of your home. You want to make sure the grass is mowed, the bushes are trimmed, and the property looks well kept and well maintained. This is important because what you want is a good score on your scorecard, and this is something that's very easy to do. Well, here we are again, right back where we started. I hope this segment on your scorecard has been helpful for you. There are more tips and tricks to helping get your score up in our book. So, please visit us at www.easyreoagent.com. And thanks again for joining us.